Hi guys. So I actually had a lot of fun doing the BookTube newbies tag, and since it's coming closer to the end of the year, Christmas, New Year's, all that stuff, I was like, I wonder if there are any like end of year slash New Year's tags, and I found one. So let's just get right into it. This is a really short tag. It's only 5 questions, or sorry, 6 questions. So this should be a pretty short video. But let's get right into it. So the first question is, how many books are you planning to read in 2025? So my 2024 reading goal was to read 15 books, and I ended up reading, so far I've read 24 books this year. I set my reading goal to be very realistic because I have basically been in a reading slump for like 3 years straight. So 2020 through 2023, I was in a reading slump. I only read like 10 books in 2023. I had only read like maybe like 5 in 2022. So I was trying to be realistic, but now that I have gotten like so much more invested in reading and I finally feel like I've gotten over that funk of reading slump, that super long one, I am going to set my reading goal this year to finish 50 books. And I think that I'll be able to do that because now I have more resources too. I'm less stubborn with like the ways and methods in which I read. Before, I was very much like a purist where I was like, sorry, my nose is so itchy, where I really only wanted to read physical books. I didn't really like the idea of e-readers. I didn't really like the idea of reading audiobooks, just because I am so hard on myself and I'm like, well, that doesn't count as reading for me. I would watch other people's reading vlogs, and if they listen to a lot of audiobooks or e-readers, I thought, oh my gosh, it's so great that they could do that. But I just never, like, the standard was different for myself for some reason. But this year I've definitely started to take advantage of Audible and of my Kindle and stuff, and I think that I can read 50 books. Let me just say that the pandemic in 2020 messed up my anxiety so much in a way to where reading like made me anxious. Like I could not read because I would have like cycling of thoughts in my mind, and thank you to the universe that is finally subsided a lot. I've done a lot of work on myself to get over that, and it's still there a little bit, but yeah, so 50 books is the ideal for 2025. Okay, so the next question is for me to name 5 books that I didn't get to this past year, but I want to make a priority in 2023. So I did film a 25 books I want to read in 2025 video, and so I think all of these books are from that video. So my top 5 that I could think of would be Oathbringer, and that's because like that's my next big read after the holidays, by Brandon Sanderson. Then and I don't own that one physically. Then Gideon the Ninth, I have owned this book pretty much since it came out, and this is definitely a book that I want to make a priority in 2025. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, another one. I read the first book in the Crescent City series this year, and I want to continue that series while I still remember what happened in it. So House of Sky and Breath is also on that list. And then lastly, my Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms tandem read. I started this tandem read like months ago, and I'm like halfway through. I'm more than halfway through Tower of Dawn, and then I'm about almost halfway through Empire of Storms. So those are the priority reads of 2025. What genre do I want to read more of? I think that I want to read more thrillers, but I really think that I need to start gleaning more recommendations from and finding booktubers who read a lot of thrillers, because Freida McFadden books, they scratch the itch a little bit, but I really want to find some really good thrillers that really surprise me and that are not so. Frida McFadden thrillers to me are so addictive because the characters are absolutely so stupid and they make the dumbest decisions. So I would love to read a thriller with a competent main character. And also, Frida McFadden books are just messy. A lot of times the mystery's not that good and they're not that thrilling. There's just a lot of mess going on. So I would also like these thrillers to be a little messy too. So thrillers would be probably number one. Yeah, thrillers. Okay, so next one is name 3 not related to books or reading goals for 2025. Okay, so number 1 goal would be to continue to live a healthier, balanced lifestyle and to be further into that, making even more good habits, because I have started to live a healthier lifestyle. Definitely during the holidays, it has waned a little bit, but my goal is to never forget that is a priority of mine, and for me to continue to stay consistent in it, have more days on that journey than I have off of that journey, if that makes sense. Number 2 would be to spend more time with my family and friends. That's always a goal, to have community with the people that I love and also to make new friends. And then number 3 would be to practice yoga and meditation more, because it is so rewarding every time I do it, but I have a lot of anxiety and a lot of cycling thoughts and stuff, and sometimes if you have those same things too, it is sometimes intimidating to meditate and to do yoga, more so meditation than yoga, because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to address all these thoughts that are cycling through my mind. There's just going to be so much noise in my brain. So we tend to want to distract ourselves with other things. But I do want to do that because I want to become more mindful, because the irony and the kind of double-edged sword of it all is that I believe that doing that more, well, not even a double-edged sword, but I think that doing that more and getting myself out of my comfort zone more will probably actually make my anxiety a lot better. So yeah, those are my 3 not reading related goals for the new year. Next question is, what's a book that you have had for forever and are determined to read? Now, I have a couple of books like this, but there was one that kind of stuck out in my mind more so than anything else, just because of how popular the movies and the book series was, and how I read through the first 6 books in a year. And then I just kind of came to a screeching halt on book number 7. And that book is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Yeah, I have multiple copies of this book. I have the copies that my mother read to me. She read us the first 2 books, I think, and then she just bought every single book after that, because Harry Potter was a big deal in our household. And for after the second book, I watched just the movies, and I didn't actually pick up the physical books until I want to say 2 or 3 years after Deathly Hallows came out, and I saw Deathly Hallows, and I enjoyed every single read of those books. And I am not a completionist. I get really antsy about reading final books in series because I'm so nervous about what's going to happen. But it doesn't even make sense, because I know a general outline of what happens in this book, but I'm determined to finish this book at some point in my life. Will it happen in 2025? Only time will tell. So that's probably the biggest book that stares me in my face every time I pass my bookshelves. Okay, so next question, and I think this is the last question, is one word that you're hoping 2025 will be. Now, I've got more than one word. I'm going to narrow it down to 2 words. I want 2025 to be reinvigorating / rejuvenating. reinvigorating / rejuvenating. I'm counting that as one word because they're very similar words. And then the second word is uneventful, okay? We have had in the world a very crazy couple of years. I feel like that the world has always been crazy and a lot of things have always been happening like this, but because like TikTok and social media is a lot more prevalent now, we hear about things way more than we ever would before. But even with that being said, it has been a crazy couple of years, and the thing that I want more than anything is for very few things to happen in 2025. Now, will that be the case? I doubt it, but it says what I hope, okay? And I hope it will be uneventful. I also am hoping that I will be able to just kind of, I said rejuvenated, and what else did I say? Like restorative. I don't know. I just want to, I feel like because it's been such a hectic couple of years, lots of things happening, I really want a year to kind of like get myself back to an equilibrium. Like I said, I've gotten my anxiety to a point where it's mostly under control and I'm able to have hobbies and enjoy things that I had been struggling to enjoy for the past couple of years. But I don't want to just settle for that. I really want to not only be surviving and living day to day and having joyous moments here and there, I really want to thrive. And that's another part of like the whole meditation thing, because I have read some books, I'll just say, about mindfulness, and it really is a gift to be able to be mindful and to enjoy the moment that you're in and not be so wary of the past or the future. Now, it's not realistic to only ever think of the here and now, because I would forget a lot of stuff, but to be more present is basically my goal in life, okay? So with that, why don't you answer these questions down below and tell me if you like this reading tag. I might make this a staple if I'm doing this next year, which fingers crossed I'm still making videos next year. I'll definitely do this video tag again. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and don't sweat the small stuff. If you should get anything from this video, it is don't sweat the small stuff and try not to let your anxiety take over your life and make you not enjoy your hobbies, okay? Thank you so much. Bye.